All right, guys, I hope you had a beautiful 5-day weekend. We got another weekend coming up. Get some rest. And Mr. Key with something I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, two quick things. So the locker room bathrooms are closed. We're doing some work over there today. I know. It's not an electrical issue, okay? So just know that. So those will be closed. So please stay out of both the boys and girls locker room bathrooms. And then just a quick announcement about accreditation next week. So the team is going to be here Sunday afternoon. There's 6 of them. As I mentioned last break, they're going to be on campus. They will have name tags, but as you always do, they're guests, so just welcome them when you see them, wave to them, smile. They might stop and talk to you on campus. They'll definitely be in your classes at some point during the 3 days they're here. So they're here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So again, just be as welcoming as you always are to our guests. Related to that, because they're going to be having meetings with lots of different people on campus, we needed to find an additional meeting space. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to use the Student Center as a meeting space for them. So it'll be closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll have signs up, but just wanted to let you know that before Monday. All right, thank you.
Happy Friday. The French 1 students are just finding out if you're a middle schooler, you're a collégien. You actually go to collège in France. And some of the sophomores have been talking about life lessons learned in their middle school experience. That trend will be continued today with Frankie Alvarado. Let's welcome him.
My Roman Colosseum was due tomorrow morning, and I was rushing to finish final details. I stayed up late at night trying to make it the best I could, as our teacher expected us to do so. I gave it 110%. I gave it my all. I was confident enough I was going to get a good grade. In the morning, we all waited by our desks at the mercy of the jar gods to pick who goes first. As our teacher rattled the colored popsicle sticks with her hands, we were all excited to present our projects to our classmates and share the Colosseums we all made. When it was my turn to go up front, I gave my informational research about it, but I was nervous I was going to jumble up my words. When I was finished, I walked back to my classroom, to my desk, relieved and proud of my accomplishment. Going up front like that was like a preparation for the future, to be prepared for anything the universe might toss at you. It was an experience that I would immortalize forever in my head. Once in 8th grade, I was excited to begin my final project in the fall. Looking for a mentor, finding and getting resources, and making something worthy to present at the end of the year was my main goal. Responsibility had a huge role in the outcome of the project. Whether I turned in my journal or edited my presentational speech, I learned to value my experience. By the second semester, COVID struck and made everyone's life difficult. We couldn't meet with our teacher in person, and most of us couldn't even make it to our Zoom meetings. But as my teacher has shown me all these years, was to give it my all and strive to do my best. I managed to give my presentation to the school. Even though it was online, we still managed to pull it off. But I'm still disappointed we missed our 8th grade graduation field trip. My middle school teacher was a significant person in my life and a valuable person in my educational development. For me, she showed me how to value the big and small lessons over my middle school years. For me, she was a significant person I would cherish forever. She changed my life forever. Thank you.
I don't really know how our announcement ties in, but I also had some really meaningful middle school teachers. So this is girls soccer. We are here to announce our game that happened on Wednesday. We had a game away at Oakwood.
Yeah, so surprisingly, again, the score was 10-0.
So Sam scored 4. Alexa and Eleanor scored 1. And Isabella scored 3. And Esme scored 1 again. We have another game today at 3:30. It's home. It's against FIBA. Should be a good game. But we have another game on Monday, and it's against Marina, who are kind of like, I don't know, this season's rivals because we're both pretty good this season. So that should be an exciting one. Yeah, they're both at 3:30, and we'd really appreciate it if y'all came. Yeah. Yay!
Hey guys, so thank you to everyone who signed up for the Model UN conference. As you all probably know, it's been rescheduled, which gives us more time to train all of you for the conference. I know that over half of you guys who signed up have never been to a Model UN conference. So if you want to feel a little more prepared before then, there's going to be, during the tutorial on February 11th, the York Model UN team is going to be hosting a training session. And on February 24th, Model UN Impact is going to be doing an online tutorial, which are both great. So please come and do those with us if you want to feel a little more prepared before the conference. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're about to finish. Were there other announcements that need to be made? Okay.
Hey, Mr. Daniel, good morning, thank you. I just wanted to piggyback on something that Mr. Key was saying about next week. So Rose, if you could stand up for a second. Rose is a member of SHIELD. Rose has her amazing red SHIELD jacket on. She's a student ambassador for the school. And Mr. Wilcox and I would like to invite all SHIELD students to wear your SHIELD jackets, your Falcon gear on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all 3 days in a row. Mr. Wilcox will send you a reminder. And when you are walking around campus and you see our accreditation visitors as a member of SHIELD, please say hello. Please ask them if they need anything. We'd like you to help just host our community guests next week. Thank you for that.
At least for old people, Wordle is becoming kind of trendy. If you know something about the old people in your lives that play Wordle, lean over and tell somebody how many letters are in a Wordle word. Today's sophomore speech to close is also a 5-letter word. If you said the United States, you need to go back to 8th grade geography because it's Tibet, and to tell us about his experience there is Oliver Lee. Let's welcome him.
Every year, many travelers and photographers have wonderful adventures to every corner of the world. What do they do after coming back? They do nothing but post those magnificent pictures on the internet. While my fingers were surfing on the screen, I was being lured by those seductive pictures, and my head was filled with visions of traveling. My passion for photography and adventures motivated me to begin these trips in real life. But here was my question. Was I ready to take the adventure? I started my first travel photography project in the Gobi Desert during the summer break. Driving along the desert roads with my parents, I saw lakes scattered like stars among the dunes and weathered stones curved into strange sculptures by wind and sand. With the support of my parents, I successfully finished my first adventure to a desolate desert. I returned not only with great photos, but enough confidence for more adventures. Well, actually, I was overconfident. The successful trip made me complacent, despite my father driving hundreds of miles per day. My complacency pushed me to reach the top of a snowy mountain. Although I haven't finished my previous pictures edit, I quickly traveled to Tibet for my next adventure. Just after arriving in Tibet, I began to gradually feel the pain caused by altitude sickness. Lack of oxygen and shortness of breath made it hard for me to fall asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. By the faint light, I looked at my hand. My fingernails had turned red, purple, and even black. I endured the pain alone, and I didn't tell anyone. I was still thinking that my body can make me to reach the top of the mountains. My parents began to worry about me. The health problems caused by altitude sickness are more serious than sand slapping on my face. But I refused to listen to them because I was eager to reach the top. After a few days of preparing, I finally stood in front of the snowy mountains. At that time, I did not see myself as a little person standing in the middle of the amphitheater. I thought I am a giant waiting to conquer the hills. The climbing started, step by step. My trekking poles impaled deeply in the snow, and I was carrying 2 cameras on my back. With my bad physical condition, I could not even stand up straight. Halfway through the climb, my hand pressed deeply in the snow. It was still bitterly cold even with my gloves. A feeling of regret came to my heart. My sanity became unclear, and despair replaced my complacency and saturated my heart. From this point on, I was in a daze. After a long time, I opened my eyes. Instead of chunky mountains, white bed came into my sight. I woke up in the intensive care unit of a hospital. The lack of oxygen and shortness of breath gave me a serious pulmonary edema. I tried to turn over, but I could not. My chest was full of wires that connected to the screen next to me that showed my heart rate. After a few weeks, I recovered and left Tibet. If you ask me the question, am I ready to tackle a new adventure? I would say no, I'm not. My complacency blinded my eyes, and I ignored all the difficulties I should think about. Even though I was badly sick, I still brought back some great pictures. But as a result, my body may no longer allow me to go back to high altitude areas again. This impulsive decision has taken its toll on me. Being brave and seeking new challenges are good traits, but before we leave for our great adventures, we must ask ourselves if we are ready. We should always be clear about what we can and cannot do. Thank you.
Oliver, you made every teacher here happy to promote research and preparedness. That's great. Speaking of research and preparedness, you're heading off to your E-Day clubs to prepare for something fun. Enjoy.